Taipei is a city that never stops moving, and the pressure inside its local schools matches that exact pace. Inside the Rende Elementary Administrative Office, the director is facing a flood. Dozens of identical emails arrive with the exact same question: when do we switch to the winter uniform? It creates a manual slog of keyboard shortcuts. Trying to copy and paste your way out of an inbox this deep is a losing battle. The sheer volume of incoming messages outpaces human typing speed, and every manual reply eats into time meant for actual educational planning. These highly repetitive inquiries represent a systemic bottleneck. They drain morale and guarantee that talented staff end up entirely burned out by lunch. Enter teacher Nico. She brings a strict academic rigor, paired with a deep command of modern automation. Her solution doesn't require migrating to an obscure third-party platform. She deploys Google Workspace Studio, a tool sitting natively inside the ecosystem the school is already using. Instead of rigid, traditional programming, this platform relies on Agentic AI. It uses Gemini's reasoning capabilities to understand the actual semantic intent of an email, all without requiring the user to write a single line of code. Building automated workflows is no longer gated behind software engineering degrees. It is directly accessible to the everyday administrative staff. To build a functional AI assistant, you have to understand its underlying architecture. Every workflow relies on three distinct logical pillars. First is the starter, the system's sensory input that kicks everything off, like a new email. Next, AI skills act as the reasoning engine, parsing text and making judgments. Finally, steps are the physical actions the system takes, based on the AI's decision. When you string them together, you're simply connecting a sensory trigger to an intelligent decision, which then drives a mechanical action. For our workflow, the starter node catches incoming mail, but we apply a strict filter. We tell it to ignore internal staff domains, so it only activates for messages coming from external parents. Then we drop in a Decide AI module. It acts as a traffic cop, reading every parent's message and isolating only the ones asking about the school's dress code. But here is where you encounter a serious risk. If you ask an AI to write a reply without specific boundaries, it will hallucinate and invent a totally incorrect date for the uniform change. To neutralize that risk, you must anchor the system to reality. By feeding the Gemini module the exact URL of the school's official regulations document, you restrict its output perimeter. Using the official dress code document as a ground truth ensures that the resulting email reflects the actual school policy rather than an AI-generated guess. With the text generated, we map the dynamic variables. We pull the original sender's address from the trigger and combine it with the AI's generated response in the final action node. At this point, it is incredibly tempting to set that final action to send email and let the system run completely on its own. For external communications, that is a massive mistake. You must implement a strict human-in-the-loop protocol. By setting the final step to create draft instead, you force a manual review. A staff member still checks the tone and accuracy, ensuring you don't accidentally email a parent something disastrous. This setup automates the labor of composition while preserving the administrator's final authority over everything sent to parents. Before pushing any automated system live, there is one non-negotiable step: executing a test run using real historical inbox data. This is where almost everyone hits an invisible landmine. The system will tell you the test was successful, but when you check your Gmail drafts, the folder is completely empty. The fix is buried in your settings. You have to navigate to Gmail's general settings and manually toggle on Smart Features and Personalization. That single click wakes up the underlying listener API, allowing the trigger to actually detect your incoming mail. A perfectly designed logical flow is useless if the front door is locked. Successful automation relies on configuring those foundational ecosystem permissions first. Once enabled, the results are immediate. A perfectly warm, factually accurate draft populates instantly. What used to demand an hour of grinding through emails is now handled in under 60 seconds. But just as the inbox clears, a new warning broadcasts across the city. A severe typhoon is making landfall, bringing an entirely new wave of emergency leave requests. By mastering no-code AI, you eliminate the daily crush of repetitive tasks and retain the energy needed to handle real crises. If you found this breakdown helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next episode, where we will tackle automating those emergency form reviews.